R. Charles, this black man's no cooking cookbook. Thinking about learning and knowing the real me. When I think about my past efforts and the things I used to do, the facades I used to put on to give you the impression of who I really am, not realizing at that time that it was a lie, and the only truth of that resided in my head because the impression I assumed I was giving you is not the real assumption you got. That deals a little bit in, believe it or not, self-loathing. Trying to get to know yourself. Wanting to get to know yourself, the real you. And how that worked. You know, it took a long time for me to come to the point of enjoying who I am. Who I was meant to be. Here's me, riding on the motorcycle. But the more I got to know me and the more I started looking honestly into me, I began to realize and see a lot of things that I did not like, that I was doing. But you know, heart for change. The more I talk about a heart for change, the more I desire to change, the more I desire to become the person I was meant to be, I began to see that knowing those truths were really setting me free. Heart for change. My life become better. I stopped lying to myself, especially in thinking I was lying to you. Thinking I was creating an impression that I only cared about, because basically you never even wanted to get to know me. Who does? When people act out lies, basically meaning they're not liking themselves, definitely I'm not impressed by themselves, or let's face it, why would we lie? I started realizing that the people I was trying to impress didn't care anything anyway to know the fake person I was trying to be. Now that I'm telling myself the truth so I can be truthful around you, definitely truthful around myself, something happened. I began to like me. I began to enjoy myself. Telling myself the truth. What a concept. Something that I'm glad I tried. And it's making a difference in my life. In my son's life. That's what I really love about it. Truth will set you free. R. Charles, this black man's no cooking cookbook. You see, that's a recipe about being ourselves, liking ourselves. If anyone else doesn't, that's not the people we need to try to be around. Be with who you're meant to be with. That works. Recipe for true living. R. Charles, this black man's no cooking cookbook. See how that fits.